Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I'm Nadeska here with star DJ Akademiks, and we got our special guest Wayno back in the building.
What's up, y'all?
Gentlemen, good morning.
What's going on,
guys?
What's up, my brother? You good? There we go. There we go. Let's get a double fist bump.
All right, so good news, everybody. Ak has finally seen Black Panther, and he just gave us such a comprehensive review in the green room. We thought you might want to share with the audience.
I ain't gonna lie. I definitely pulled up to Black Panther, and I mean, full on dashiki. You know what I mean? Straight up on my black pride, you know what I mean? It was a great movie for what I saw, but I went to one of them dining theaters, and I ain't gonna lie, I was asleep 20 minutes in. Oh, however, shit. Everybody in the joint, all the white people, they couldn't say nothing. You know what I mean? It's Black Pride, bro. But it was great from what I saw. Also made me check out the soundtrack even more. Soundtrack's amazing.
Okay, okay. Did you see it?
I did see it. I like the movie, and also the album, I think one of the best albums of the year so far. I've been listening to it a lot.
But you home? You saw it?
I said, yeah, and I love the album.
Don't lie, don't lie.
I watched the whole, no, I'm a big Marvel fan, so I watched the movie.
Wayno,
He wanted to listen to the soundtrack more. He
All the
only
niggas
seen
stay
15
lying.
minutes of it. I love Black Panther. It was
Yo,
fire.
Wayno, you kind of look like a nigga who kind of bootlegs and shit, man. Did you went to the theater? There's nothing wrong with it, because I usually bootleg movies.
No, brother, I did not bootleg the movie.
Oh, you
Mr.
hit me with the
Dashiki, that fell asleep after 5 minutes talking about I like the soundtrack.
Bruh, I went to a dining theater. They be serving you so much liquor and like all the boneless wings. I fell fucking asleep.
All right, so
dog.
what was your biggest takeaway from those 15 minutes you saw?
That, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. We got a very proud heritage that we got to reflect on, and also watching everybody just being in awe of Black excellence. I was like, we've made it.
For 15 minutes. Stop it, brother.
At least you tried, I guess. All right, yo, thank you
I'm
for
going
the
back
review.
again. We'll go back again.
Oh, you
We'll
are?
finish
All
it,
right.
of course.
No boneless wings this time? All right, let's start. We're going to start with Drake and XXXTentacion. So we know these two have a contentious relationship, to say the least. But this weekend, there was some strange activity on X's social accounts. So there was a photo of a man, a Drake lookalike, performing fellatio that was eventually removed.
Oh, Jesus.
And later on his Instagram story, X says, you know, if anyone tries to kill me, it's Drake. I'm snitching right now. Later, of course, he said he was hacked. So, of course, the first question is, was he really hacked? What do you guys think?
People still running with the hack shit in 2018. Like, stop it. You was not hacked, because there's way more compromising things that will come out if you was hacked than a fake picture of Drake doing some gay activity. I think it was probably him doing that. Like, not the activity, my fault. I said that wrong. I mean,
So you think it was him tweeting it out?
yo, if he was hacked, right? If he was hacked, don't you think more things would have came out? Like, a person would have went crazy on his gram. They just did that one thing and just kept it moving.
I ain't gonna lie, the hackers been getting lame nowadays, yo. Back in the day when hackers
They would
used to
go
hack
crazy.
you,
That's what I'm saying.
they would, all your private photos, every
Everything.
chick you DMing is coming out.
Everything.
These days, the hackers will hack you just to give themselves a shout out. It's just weird.
Right.
So I don't know what that is, but I would like to hear what Star. So I know you missed nothing. So when you saw that, what you think?
Our first show, I came at him kind of hard. XXXTentacion. My radio history and my new radio history to come, follow me on Twitter, has always been to give young people a chance. I pride myself on that, and that gets overlooked with me. I don't want to even give this attention whether he was or wasn't hacked. He's a young guy. What is he, 20, 21?
19.
19.
19. I'm listening to his music right now. I don't know if he was hacked. If he was, okay, but if he wasn't, then, you know, we all get saucy and say some shit on Twitter, do some fuck shit, and then delete it. I deleted some shit last night about Whoa Vicky I put up, you know, so it's what we do.
Suburban Savage, Whoa Vicky.
What's that?
The Suburban
Yeah,
Savage.
hold your head, Whoa
Suburban
Vicky, you'll be
Savage.
okay, girl.
Oh my God.
I'm focused on his music. And again, I like to give young people a chance. I think he could be bound for greatness. The hater is saying that he could be bound for greatness. I don't know if he was hacked. I don't know.
What would be the reasoning if he wasn't hacked to do this right now? So some people think after the God's Plan video, maybe he was irritated. Fans said that Drake was stealing his helping hand challenge.
Right, right.
Do you think that could be a motivation here, or?
Honestly, all right, let me pretend he wasn't hacked.
Okay.
If he wasn't hacked, right? I think this is how someone should compete. You can't compete with the guy who's number 2 or number 3. You got to compete with the guy who's number 1 if you want number 1.
Right.
The mere fact that he is seeing himself as a competitor to Drake tells where he's already headed for.
Right.
Right? I think if you've seen over the last couple months or even what he's responded to, he definitely believes that Drake is clocking him or he's responding to Drake and Drake is responding to him. Whether that's true or not,
Right.
we may see later on, but clearly he's going at Drake. There's only one thing. because usually Drake is very careful and calculated. I think if Drake ever bites back or like claps back, it might not be to his, it might not help him out. It might
not help Drake out?
No, it might not help X out.
Right.
Because I think X, it's all about association. If I'm beefing with a top rapper, you're having me in a conversation with the top rapper.
Right.
I think Tory Lanez did that too. I don't care if I'm reaching, as long as I'm beefing with a top guy, you start talking about me with the top guy, right? Now, if the top guy Meek Mills me, what do you do?
Meek Mills you.
And when I mean Meek Mill, I'm not trying to use him as
Well, I mean, see your point, like with the X thing, okay, let's say he wasn't hacked, right? Who took the time to watch that vid, take a screenshot, and upload it? Like, that's crazy. That's how we competing today in 2018 in music?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I feel like if whether he was or he wasn't,
Sadly, I put shit up on and somebody automatically takes the number. Oh shit! I just deleted that. No, you didn't. Somebody's got it.
Why even delete it then? If you know people are gonna grab it immediately, what's
That's
the point?
crazy.
Because we sit around smoking and drinking, and we're in our feelings, and we don't think.
Fair enough.
I can admit it. I'm on some bullshit. I can admit
honestly,
it.
the fact is this. I think X sees himself as a competitor to Drake. I think he's realizing post that song that Drake might have stole from him, people aren't seeing like, yo, Drake is coming at you. So it seems like you're reaching. For example, with the charity thing. Yo, Drake stole my idea and gave out $1 million. And everyone's like, who the fuck cares? Like, he gave out $1 million. Nobody cares about it was your idea. You didn't invent charity. So you fall back on that. Yo, this Drake sucking dick. And be like, who cares? Half of these niggas are gay. And like, nobody cares about it.
80%.
It might be true.
80%.
Right? And then everyone's saying that's not a big deal.
Yeah,
So basically, I think at this point, he's going at Drake, but everything he's firing at Drake is almost like Teflon Don in comparison to him.
I'm keeping it 100. Drake need to make a takeover and just air everybody who has any type of problem with him. He needs to air everybody.
Why even give that attention?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll give you a perfect example. The first time Drake ever hit me up, he hit me up over the God's Plan video, and it was a post I made, and basically he was saying, I don't want no connection to no other artists. He was like, yo, if you feel my shit was disingenuous, just say that. Don't say I'm like copying nobody, because I did. And I fuck with the kid, or he didn't say fuck with him, but he's like, yo, I'm not trying to be involved with him.
I don't think he cares about X, yo.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So why make a takeover if he went out of his way to hit me up? He never hit me up before.
Right.
And he was kind of really just trying to say, let's just look at what I did. Let's not bring nobody else into it.
I mean,
I don't think he want to give nobody attention.
But you're saying takeover not just for X.
Not just
right?
for X. I'm just saying for every.
Because
Because guess what? People been having shit to say about Drake for the longest. How he can't rap, this, that, and the third. I just think he needs to do something to say fuck all of y'all. And do it lyrically. He been doing it, but I'm just talking about an aggressive record. Like
calling names. Start where you're gonna add.
Okay, which names would he call?
Are we ever going to see the
Too many.
Are we ever going to see the transcripts of the conversation between you and Drake?
Nah.
Why not?
Why would I do that? Would you do that?
What's that?
Would you do that?
Absolutely. I'm on that bullshit.
he's on that bullshit.
Yo, talking to stars like basically you're talking to somebody with a wire on. Basically you're saying
you're not going to put it out?
No. The only way I would put it out is if he came out and be like, I never talked to that nigga. Oh, it's going out. Don't ever like fuck with my credibility or me telling the truth.
I support snitching. Don't get it fucked up.
Well, that's not really snitching, but I try to treat private conversations as private, and I divulge what needs to be divulged.
Private these days. What is he talking about?
This is the evolved Akademiks. He wasn't like this last year. He's learning.
God's Plan Akademiks.
For example, me and Meek Mill, we had a conversation I never mentioned. But you know when I mentioned it? I mentioned it when he went on the radio, and also his homie like threatened me online. But they went to say, yo, Akademiks don't post me, blah, blah. And I posted the conversation and say, Meek, you told me not to post you. Right? So I have to then validate what we said in private by you saying something in public.
Sure, okay.
You get me?
But do you still have the Drake conversation? Say?
Of course.
My nigga, of course.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. Man.
My nigga.
and honestly, it's nothing wild where I'm like, yo, if he says something, I'm gonna expose him. Like, it was just real honest, like back and forth.
That's why nobody should ever see it, because it's real honest back and forth.
Exactly, you know what I mean? And I don't think he's gonna be like, yo, I'm not gonna lie. If he ever came out like, yo, I never talked to that fuck nigga Akademiks, it's going out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, so in summary,
Bro, come on, like, yo, because it makes me look like
I feel you. All right.
In summary, X got hacked. Is that where we leave this conversation?
I don't know.
Do y'all think, I think this is a conversation, right? Do y'all think X, which is a 19-year-old kid, right? He came out of jail, his big buzz was that he said Drake took his song, and most artists these days, there's been a lot who thought Drake has taken a flow, a style, a song, a fucking cadence from them, but they all do nothing. You lay down because that's the top guy. One notably is Drum. Drum had Cha-Cha. Drake took that shit and said, fuck that Cha-Cha shit. Hotline Bling, right? He even admitted to it, right?
So the question is what?
Because X went at Drake, is his like come up or legacy tied to Drake? Because I think that's why he keeps knocking on that door.
I think
It's tied to if he keeps doing this.
I think for right now, to some degree, yes. And that's why I said I'm trying to give his music a chance. I'm trying to get past, you know, the social media shit. I'm really, really listening to his music. I want to respect his art form.
Yeah, all this silly shit, man. He a musician, man. Like, if he wants to be tied to Drake and be in that conversation, Drake makes tremendous music. Regardless if he takes a song and flips it and makes it a bigger thing. If you want to be in a conversation with Drake, now I know that X has a big following, cult-like following, crazy, but he ain't no Drake. He ain't even really knocking on that door if you putting numbers together, what Drake does as opposed to what he does, and he's doing very good for himself. So if he wants people to respect him as an artist, he just got to put out music instead of all this other silly shit.
Is music coming?
Music is
Yeah,
coming.
you was A&R, right?
Nah, I'm not no
They
A&R.
Skype and FaceTime every night. So.
But I do hear music. Yo, he got some great records coming. I think you said something very important that he should do with music. Drake is 7 albums in. He's 1 album in. You get me?
You're not knocking on the door.
And again, I think with social media now, where you see someone like, and I hate to use my guy because I just talked to him recently for the first time, Pump, like he went from 0 to like 10 million followers in literally like a year or 2.
Yeah.
People want to rush the process. Drake was doing his thing since
Drake been in this for 10 years, officially.
So it's been 10 years he got to this point. Everyone's like, yo, yeah, I got on last year. This year's the year I'm passing Drake. It might take 5. You get me?
It might never happen.
Or as the niggas in Philly say, trust the process.
Thank you, Ak.
Thanks, Ak.
All right, now let's move on to Sex, the artist formerly known as Young Thug. Recently told us why, well...
I thought we were going left field. I said, who?
That's his new name. Here is him explaining to Hypebeast why he's probably not going to put out any more music this year.
I got a deaf brother. I got a brother that can't hear or talk. So I want to act deaf for a year, so I ain't going to put no music out this year. 2019, I'm going to put out probably High Tune.
I love this guy. Just never know what to expect. So
is this the interview you saw that you made those comments?
No. The interview I saw was actually in the, it was in the notes that we had. I'll get it to you. But if I can just say something real quick here. Whether he was trolling or not with regards to his name, sex, I don't know. He said something about, or he did say he's going to take off time with regards to his deaf brother. I follow this guy on YouTube called DJ Akademiks who said some real crazy shit with regards to Young Thug's deaf brother. So I'm going to take myself out of this conversation so that I'm not, putting some bullshit.
All right.
Okay. I don't know what you said, Ak.
Listen, I remember what I said. I was like, if you're trying to pay respect to your deaf brother by quote unquote not putting out music, I don't think you should be doing as much interviews, and music is still coming out. I think most of the stuff Thug says are gimmicks, and therefore it's an attention-seeking purpose. So I don't take him too serious. The music is always good to me. Music is always good, but he has theatrics, which if we look at the landscape today, unless you're like a Drake, and even with Drake, you might be like, well, a gimmick is giving the money away.
Right.
There's gimmicks associated with everyone. When you see him on social media, I used to just really buy into what he said in terms of like, I mean, he seemed homosexual at first, let's be honest. Right? Like he used to, the way he communicated with guys, some of his clothing preferences and just lifestyle preferences, I thought he was one way till I realized it was all a big gimmick to bring you into whatever he was doing to the music. And then the music was good.
So my first question is, one thing we do know about Young Thug is that he's very personal about his family. He's always stated how much he cares for his family. He buys everybody cars, takes care of everybody. So my question was, did his brother just become deaf, or was he always deaf?
That I don't know.
If his brother just became, like if he just had an accident or something that he just became deaf, then I could understand him saying something like that. But also, another thing with Thug, the biggest problem people have with Thug is that his name is Thug. Like, I equate a lot of, not his actions, but a lot of ways he is, like almost like Andre 3000. Andre 3000 was dressing crazy. He was making crazy, outlandish music. Now, we didn't see any social media stuff, of course, at that time. But people's biggest problem is that his name is Thug, and you see these antics with associated with Thug.
And the crazy thing is that's why he said he wanted to change his name to Jeffrey at the time, right? He's like, I don't want my kids growing up knowing me as Thug. I don't want to be in front of a Bill Gates or an Oprah as Thug. So that seemed serious at the time, but then we go from Jeffrey to sex.
That was Lear Cohen, the brilliant, no, seriously. That was the brilliant genius marketing mind who ran 300 Entertainment at that time, saying, because people kept trying to figure out, how does a guy that's making this great music, this impactful, only sell 30,000 first week? That's pretty low. One of the things that Lear came up with, I'm giving it completely to Lear on this.
Is this hypothetical?
He said it.
Oh.
He said it. He said, listen, Young Thug, even though it's a good moniker, it doesn't really go, and it's not global.
Right.
So that's why, and I remember him doing an interview, that's when Lear was going on interview runs with Thug, and he says, that's why we're gonna call your project, No, My Name is Jeffrey. So when people refer to you as Young Thug, you say, No, my name is Jeffrey.
Right.
So honestly, this is like a reversion of it. Who the hell wants to call somebody sex?
Is it because Lear is gone now?
It's Prince-esque, though.
Right, but at the same time, though, he'll always be Thug the same way Al Pacino always be Scarface. Like, you're never gonna disassociate him from being Thug, because that's who he was presented as. I mean, I don't know, he's been Jeffrey. I've never thought of him as Jeffrey. I don't know if I'm gonna think of him as sex. I'm gonna always think of him as Thug. But, I mean, we're back to the conversation more of his brother and all this other stuff, right? I would like him to see him do something more creative to pay tribute to his brother, because I don't think he can take not releasing music. Probably financially he can, he got bread, but.
First of all, whenever 300 knocks on that door and says, nigga, drop like 10 projects, he will.
Right.
But secondly, again, and I want to separate his gimmicks, because I think I've grown to see what he is and what he's not. The gimmicks is completely separate from the music. Right. You can't tie any of the gimmicks he's done and see the meaning in the music, right? Whether he wears his dress on the cover,
right.
You get no explanation through the whole album for why that happened. Right? Like, it sounds like the exact music he was making when he wasn't wearing a dress.
Is this a gimmick with regards to his brother? I don't know. I think that's the question.
No. Okay, his brother thing I believe is true, but I think he's just explaining why he's not put out music right now. But I think music is coming.
But I don't. You think that's a gimmick, or you think was he feeling like this at a moment? Because a lot of rappers say some shit. They say some shit that they feeling at the moment, and then next week they like, nah, I was kind of bugging out. You know what I mean?
Honestly, by summer, I believe there's a project coming with him. I think the name change and him saying the brother thing, they're all just to kind of get fans more eager and wanted more music. Then they'll drop it.
Is it gonna be iTunes? Somehow this title is still floating around. He's been teasing this for years now.
I think we've gotten high tunes like 3 times already.
I liked all of them.
I never know what to expect from him. I think that's what makes him dope, because you never know what to expect.
Young Thug has dropped like 6 projects already, right? And I think we realize in this day and age, there's no difference really between an album and a mixtape. So him saying that, oh, there's an album coming, but everything's a mixtape, it's just really just buying time to judge the fans' reaction to whatever mixtape he's dropped.
It's all albums anyway.
It's all projects.
All that shit is relative to what you call it.
They're great, and it's collabs. So like when he works with people like Jamie XX, and he does the Camila Cabello Havana track, and those go big. He can do pop collabs too, which is why I think he's a megastar if he gets everything together. But we'll see, right?
I do want to ask Star one question. Do you still stick by your statement that he's a culture vulture?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know whether he's really changing his name to sex or not, but I'm just going by some other stuff he said about fashion. But I think we're past that.
Okay.
All right, it's time for Akademiks by the Numbers. Some great albums out. Nipsey's Victory Lap, the Black Panther soundtrack, of course, and Tekashi's project, Ak. How are things looking?
This has been a great week for hip hop just in general, but the Black Panther soundtrack for a second week was #1. Nipsey Hussle, 53,000 records sold first week with Victory Lap. I enjoyed the album. I was talking to Wayno behind the scenes. He enjoyed the album. Nipsey delivered a great body of work. He signed to a major label, or at least announced that he signed to a major label. So congrats to him. Tekashi 6ix9ine, who is the master troll online, has probably surpassed anyone in the predictions that they thought he would do. For a new artist, he does have some Billboard hits, but he might be doing over 60,000 first week. I think that's definitely
What was
huge.
your prediction?
I honestly... First of all, I thought it was going to flop.
You say he was going to flop out the box.
Yeah, because I thought it was going to be terrible. Because I heard the album and I told you it was great. But also, I didn't think he was going to do over 30,000. Hell no. Like, for a new artist doing 30,000, I always look at who's pushing you and how much money they're putting into you. There's not that much money behind this kid. It's all him, number one, risking his life. So having goons like fucking hunting him down, and also him just kind of trolling online. Right. But I think it shows the big difference that social media impact makes.
By today's standards, these numbers are low. First weeks, yes. Having worked at record labels again for almost a decade before I even got to radio. By today's standards, these numbers are low, if you ask me. I think that they should be at least 20,000, 30,000 more. The way that people can access the music is a lot easier than it was 5 years ago. I think these are low expectations.
Well, Wayno, you've managed artists. So for an artist at his level, still pretty new, a couple big hits, what do you think of these numbers?
I think for Tekashi, that's tremendous. Like, if you look at a lot of artists that come out, a lot of new artists only do like 20 or 30. For him to have 3 Billboard hits, and if it's not a lot of money being put into him, have 3 Billboard hits, and to do 60,000, 60,000 times 10, do the math. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's doing that with just this, he's doing tremendous. He's not on a major, right?
Hey, again, when we think about in today's standard and labels,
right.
I can tell you this, and this is a fact. I spoke to his label a month ago. They predicted him to do 25. That's why I said 25.
It's lit.
Here. So not only that, if we look at how much his album cost to make,
right?
Which
that's what I'm saying. How much it cost to make?
It costs maybe 100,000.
That's a lot, and that's probably most of that went to the Offset feature.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
if that. So like it's a very low cost thing. They're not promoting it a lot,
right? And
really, he's dropping. Honestly, this shows something else, and I do love, salute to all labels or whatever. Even though fuck y'all, but. It shows how much the artist could impact their own shit. The label didn't predict him doing 60, they predicted him doing 20. If he did 30, that's a win. They're popping bottles. 60, he might be able to to run in that building and fucking swing his dick around like, yo, give me this, this, and this.
This is Bozo the Clown, who's getting all the publicity over the last 3 weeks. Free publicity. Every time he does something, he's on fucking TMZ. He should have 120,000. Fuck that shit.
That's a big number.
Okay, that's a good argument, but still, the label would be happy with even 40,000.
But I think to Star's point too, I understand where Star's coming from as well. I think like, all right, that 60 today is equivalent to maybe 100, 150, 15 years ago, right? In 2003, he would have did like 120 first week, which at 2003, everybody was doing 120 their first week. So I think like, it's not a bad number. I think it's a good start for him because we're talking about a brand new artist. A lot of people still don't know him. With all his antics, a lot of people still don't know who he is. They might know the music and haven't caught up to who he is yet.
If you were in Tekashi's, on his management team,
right,
you wouldn't be nervous at these numbers, all the publicity he's getting?
Nope, I wouldn't because I know that they didn't spend $1 million to make this project. If we spent $1 million, hell yeah. If we spent the M to make this project, I'm talking about advance in pocket, marketing, everything we spent bread on, yeah. But for 60,000 first week, and I'm guessing that they didn't pay, like you said, maybe 100. That's a come up.
I would be nervous. I would start downsizing and firing niggas. Fuck out of here.
So wait,
it's all about projected sales. Projected sales.
They projected 25.
So I'm saying 25. If they projected 25,
Sounds
this
great.
is the label projecting that, and he's selling 40K over. How does the conversation change now with the label?
How does it if he projected to do 25 and did 60, it's different. His next album budget got to be a little bit bigger. You know, the thing is that's going to be interesting to see if he can transition from all these antics and all these different things into other antics because it doesn't look like he's going to stop.
What I will tell you is that this first week number and just off some inside shit that I know, he's had millions of dollars worth of pub deals on the table.
Oh hell yeah!
And they've been waiting for this changes the conversation.
Yeah. No, he gonna get a big pub. He got 3 records on the deal.
Numbers going up. First week looking good.
Yeah.
Numbers going up. Also, there's been tons of booking agents because he's still not even signed to a booking agent. So all these things which are deals in place, when this number becomes final, the number goes up. So the price just went up.
Can we also say salute to the fucknuts in San Antonio, Texas, who were talking that rah-rah shit?
Talking that rah-rah
and then got
shit.
arrested at the airport. Can we just say salute to you fucknuts?
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Fucknuts.
Hey, man, San Antonio's a great place, man, but don't
You've
wear
never
this.
been to San Antonio in
You
your
never
life.
been to no San Antonio. You ain't never been to a Spurs game.
You know what it is, man?
You ain't never put on a cowboy hat in your life.
Watching
ever.
the BS on social media this week, it was so...
I know it's goons everywhere, but I ain't know it was goons.
Those were not goons. Those were fucknuts up in the camera with the shot of, yo, we gonna see you, my nigga. And then you get arrested at the airport. Kill yourselves. Fuck out of here.
I think people do forget that social media is not just you and who you're talking to.
Right.
Like, you can't make a public threat like that, knowing that everybody in the video with you had warrants. And then the day of, you're not even discreet. You show up to the airport just all waiting, and the cops are there like, we're locking you up.
Oh, common sense is not so common, so there you have that.
That's a fact. All right, so while we're sort of still on the topic of numbers, let's talk about Logic, reminding everybody that his last album, called Everybody, sold more than all the pop stars. So this is 44 more. Let's listen.
Wanna do it right now, time to murder this. Shout out everybody, no fucking around and heard of this. Heard of us, we ain't going nowhere, it's a herd of us. Hold up, roll up. Levitated like I'm David Blaine. Living a dream like I'm David Ames. Talk all you want, we are not the same. Step in the spot that ain't know the name. So more albums my first week than Harry Styles and Katy Perry. That ain't a sign of the times, then I don't know what is, man, this shit is scary. Cause
All right, so that's Logic saying he did sell more than Katy Perry and Harry Styles first week. So Everybody sold 196,000 his first week. Katy Perry 162. That's not bad. Katy Perry did perform at the Super Bowl. She's like a certified pop star. What do you guys feel?
It's hip hop. That's what you're supposed to say. And I have no problem with what he said. If we want to read into it, fine. But that's the history of hip hop: boasting, bragging, flexing, talking about how you outdid somebody. He's not taking a shit on anybody, talking about any violent shit.
Right.
He's not talking about I'm gonna smack you, yada yada. He's just popping his collar. I can appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
It's
think he is
hip-hop.
taking a shit on people. You know what? Honestly, I would respect him more if he compared himself to someone within hip hop. Let's just look at it, and I think fans or educated fans would know this. When it comes to the pop world, he's comparing himself to pop people. I get it. Number one, hip hop has surpassed pop, but for pop, it's never about the first week. Only in hip hop is it such a big deal.
Right.
Like the first week
It's a
sales.
bragging right.
Because you know why? And not only bragging right, the first week sales are usually about 60% of what that album does in like a month or two.
Right.
So the first week, because hip hop fans, they go to get some shit, then they're on to the next. For pop, they drop a record like a year ago and they put out every single and they work it at radio.
Right.
I mean, if you go back to Katy Perry when she dropped it in 2010, Teenage Dream, you know, they promoted that album for three years.
Yeah.
And no, seriously, 3 years. And they had 5 #1 singles. So what I'm saying is they're single-based artists when you're comparing yourself to pop.
Yeah.
I would have liked him pop the shit at the Migos.
How much did the Migos
Wait,
sell
wait,
first week? If
Well,
we're
no,
gonna start
because you know
comparing
why? You
rap.
know why? Pop the shit at the Migos, because yeah, you might have sold a little bit better than the first week, but I guarantee you're not doing better than them in streaming.
But and I think that's part of it. I think he doesn't get as much mainstream hip hop love as those people. But he has such a strong fan base that he's saying,
Nobody
"Look, I'm
cares
still
about
moving
Katy
almost
Perry.
200K a week." I don't
mean,
think that's.
But at the same time, right? Yeah, he can get in that conversation with everything. You want to know why? Because Logic is an artist that everything is not on the surface, right? If you ask a little kid how much this person has in money and how much you think this person has, they're probably gonna run with the person that has more jewelry on. He's getting bread, like he's doing very, very well for himself, and I think people don't really fuck with him because he's an artist that's half black, half white, and he looks more white than he looks black.
Wayno, you trying to tell me that Logic out here grossing more than Katy Perry even still?
I ain't say he's no, I'm not talking about grossing. I'm just saying that this song, I listened to the whole entire song. It sounds like he's popping shit at the game, not just Katy Perry, because he's not respected in that same right. He's not getting put in conversations with the Kendricks or any of these other people, and he's doing better than, he might be the best artist, the best selling artist on Def Jam right now.
Okay, and I agree with him, but I think he should have popped that shit at hip hop people. You know why? If he had said, yo, y'all covered these motherfuckers all day, and I outsold them, and my last single, the one about the suicide prevention song, that shit is a top 5 single. Why? I'm not talked about a lot.
But we
don't talk about Katy Perry.
But we're only
Harry Styles.
we're only talking about one line. He had another line in there. We talking about
Go ahead with
about
the
20,
deep
about
dive.
having 20 million, and he was saying, I want to have. I can't quote it exactly, but he said something to the effect about him having $20 million in his bank account because he didn't fuck it off in a club. And he didn't want to be the artist that his kid, he wanted to be able to support his kids going to college when time was ready, and his kids not being able to say they can't go to college because their parents fuck shit off in the club. So he is coming at hip hop. That's the line we didn't listen to.
Just as long as they never say Daddy blew $20 million, had to flex to be acknowledged.
I think it was a very well thought out, calculated diss. I don't think that he wanted to cross the lines and go after the Migos or somebody, as you just said, and have some unnecessary fucking tension, fuckery, you know, dealing with the smoke. Do you want the smoke or not?
Because he already deals with so much of that criticism. Like, I don't know why he would want to wade further into that. He's saying, like, I'm good. I'm making money. I have my fans.
And the thing is, of course he's not going to go at the Migos because the Migos is on your ass. Like, that's what, let it be known, like, the Migos, everybody that they've had a problem with, they be on their ass, right? But what I'm saying is, when it comes to Logic, is I'm telling you, he might feel like he's not respected in that same regard.
He's not respected in hip hop.
He's not respected in hip hop, but he's an hip hop artist. And I'm talking back to his first album. I mean, it's
like the Migos coming out saying,
I mean, we bringing up that one.
Migos did outsell Katie too.
Right.
But they're not coming out here
they're
like
outselling everybody.
That's what they're not coming out here like, yo, we just no, nobody gives a fuck. Talk about hip hop. If the Migos came out and be like, yo, next time we getting Drake, now it matters.
Listen, the Migos pop shit when they doing videos and they counting up, got $1 million in the bag, they popping shit at everybody. That's why he brought up him making money. He is popping shit at the game, at every rapper, because majority of the rappers that we talk about on an everyday basis, you're not bringing up with him, and he's probably better than them lyrically, and he got more money or just as much money as any one of them. So he wants his respect, straight up.
I won't lie, he does strike me as the type of person who would give his kid like a rush card to kind of spend for the week, even though he's
rush card. Are you so petty?
He wants to see the fuckery.
Right, he wants to see the fuckery.
Not even, you know, I think it's weak to go with pop stars about sales, right? When we know hip hop already passed pop. So if that's the argument trying to say, like, yo, we hip hop surpass y'all over there, cool. Right. But when you're going at individual people because of whatever attention you might not get, go at the motherfuckers who sell less than you in hip hop, but get talked about more than you in hip hop.
Are you bothered by the fact that because he's biracial, he has the luxury to choose two avenues?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I think
you are.
No, I'm not.
Respectfully.
No.
Respectfully.
I hear what you're saying.
Hang on. And that is an issue within the urban, I'll just say, experience. That's an issue. Oh, you talk like this, you be hanging over there. I mean, I grew up playing hockey. My mother's Italian. I hear all the bullshit from time to time about, you're not really down, you're not really black.
Yo.
I think that what he did was very smart, calculated. We're talking about a married man. Logic is married. He doesn't want the fuckery. Now, we appreciate the fuckery, but he doesn't want the fuckery of dealing with the Migos, so he takes a shot at Katy Perry and somebody else, and it's all good.
That's why it's a catch-22, right? Because he probably gets those additional sales and attention from him being biracial, that's why you're not getting the respect, right? Because a lot of people...
Respect from who?
But he clearly wants the respect because he's rapping about it.
You don't know if he wants respect from his fans.
He's rapping about it. You don't want respect?
But look, again,
He wants respect from the culture. That's why he's mentioning, like, yo, I sold more than this, that, and third.
Right, but look, again, we're going off of that line.
Yeah.
We went to the other line.
Still want respect.
Wait. Might still want respect, right? But when you go at the other line, when he start talking that money shit, you talking about every nigga in hip hop. Okay. Every single one of them. And I promise you, if Logic looked more like J. Cole, he'd be more respected. Straight up.
They both like hell.
No. If you see J. Cole, you
said Bray?
When you see
one of them looks white though.
If you look at J. Cole, you would. A lot of people don't know that J. Cole's mom is white.
Until you listen to his music and hear it. You know?
You don't know more like Kendrick, man. You gotta get a little dark. You gotta hit the little sunbed joint, man.
But I think he came at the game with this entire record, and it's just like, I'm letting y'all know that some shit is coming.
Word.
And I'm also letting y'all know that I'm up there, right there with y'all, stats wise, music wise, tours. If you talk about his tours, he's doing as good as anybody.
Of course. Listen, Logic, clearly, in my assessment of the record, you're talking about being respected like how your numbers warrant you to be respected. If you want to be respected, go that nigga Jordan Lucas neck. That nigga sent the record at you. I don't think he responded. Go that nigga neck and let the culture really fuck with
I didn't know you were so racist, man. Wow.
Racist?
I had no idea. I was sitting across from a racist.
How is this? This just jumped out the window. How's this racist?
Act as a black supremacist.
Yeah, no. I was racist. Yo, clearly, if I feel like, for example, right, I'm a media person. If I feel like I do the most numbers, but I don't get the respect, and I'm chirping at other people who I do more numbers than.
Constantly though? Does he constantly do this?
Have you listened to his last album? Have you listened to his interviews?
I listen to his interviews.
Yeah, and he kind of has that.
You know how frustrating it is?
Let's be honest.
What?
Him, and again, I think to the severe extremist degree, there's a Russ. They always on some shit like, yo, I sell a lot. Y'all guys don't respect me as much.
Attitudes are completely different. Logic tries to keep it positive and stay away from the fuckery, like Star was saying.
Right.
Russia just keeps crying about everything all the time. Listen, Logic, talk your shit. We get it, all right, man? Do your thing.
Man, respond to Joyner Lucas, man. I want to smoke.
Always want
Where's the smoke?
Where's the smoke?
Katy Perry don't want no smoke. Harry Styles don't want no smoke.
We gotta get Logic in a strip club and get him to throw some bands.
He's a married man. I don't think he's into that. We might get him on stage and play Nintendo Wii, and I'll be down with him.
You be down with him?
But he ain't gonna be in a strip club. And by the way, that is a great, clever line about him not wasting his money in the strip club.
Absolutely.
I like
Since we're talking about Logic, can we not forget his great performance at the Grammys?
Yeah.
That was very, very impactful. That was a great connection to suicide prevention. He aced that. And with regards to, being respected, see it how you want to see it, but everybody who's biracial is not seeking approval from the other side of the fucking tracks.
Right. And I mean, one last thing with that song, to your point, Star, with that song, I think people kind of threw him in a different place, right? And with this song, he's just letting people know, y'all got me fucked up. I'm gonna let y'all know that I'm about to go. Like, that song is a setup for whatever album he got coming. I'm not surprised if we get the release date soon.
Word.
I agree with you.
Stop rolling your eyes over here, yo.
Call out Joyner Lucas. Somebody that wants to smoke. You feel me?
All right, so let's move on to a little good news finally. So Kodak Black, after his house was raided in January, facing even more legal troubles, but he just caught a break. The state of Florida has been convinced to drop 3 of his charges, the big ones. Possession of a weapon by a delinquent, 1 for grand theft of a firearm, and child neglect. Now he's still facing a couple other charges, including marijuana and other ammunition charges. But what do you guys think? Things are looking better for Kodak right now.
I'll take this.
I'm confused with regards to the state of Florida. I thought that was a place where, you couldn't fuck around with firearms. They have that law, I think it's the all-inclusive law, where if 4 people are in a car, one goes and commits a crime, everybody gets charged. This is the state where Trayvon Martin got laid down. And I don't say that to be funny. How he's getting charges dropped is beyond me. I'm not calling him a snitch, but it's a little odd to me. Tory Lanez caught a gun charge in Florida. Yeah. And he's from motherfucking Canada, and he beat that case in Florida. So I'm confused. I don't know. I'm not accusing him of snitching, but something's real weird about this. You would know better.
Yeah, I think with Tory Lanez, it might have been like a misidentification. I don't know what happened.
But he's from Canada.
That is a fact.
And you caught a gun charge in America. He should have been doing a bullet.
Hey, man, he might, no. I feel he might have called the 6th God and got a favor. But still, with Kodak, honestly, if I had to really just guess, because I'm not too sure
guess
why this happened. There was 4 other people that got arrested. I could imagine everybody say, yo, those guns are mine. I got to imagine that's what it is, right? And he's the moneymaker. And if you are my weed carrier, and not to really diss or offend anyone who rolls with him, I make the money. Those guns in my crib, those ammunition, the weed, you better be having all hands up. It's mine. Kodak has never seen it, right? And because they can probably pin all that on Kodak, they'll still fuck up his probation shit.
He did ask for the guns to be
dusted.
So
I'm guessing
bullshit.
I'm guessing going along, realizing that probably nobody's gonna pin it on Kodak. They probably dropped a couple. Will he get out of this? And also, let's not forget, man, even though we trash Atlantic Records a lot, Atlantic Records has stood by Kodak.
Trash
I don't trash Atlantic Records.
Yeah, that was quick.
I got a lot of pending things going on. I ain't trashing Atlantic.
Apparently it's just you.
One of my best friends is senior VP of A&R. You trash Atlantic, not me.
You taking money from Atlantic?
What's that?
You taking money from Atlantic?
Been paying me for a lot of years.
Damn, these niggas.
You on that bullshit.
That's that payola. But anyway, with Kodak, I do believe Atlantic is giving the best lawyers there possibly is. They're trying to make up all type of stuff, and hopefully they do get him out of that. Because again, he could be sitting down for a really long time.
Well, a larger conversation is, of course, in the state of Florida, this just goes to show how crazy people get with guns. This is America, and gun charge. The thing about the guns in Florida is I could go get a gun in Florida in no time. It's like their gun laws are very lenient in certain cases. I don't know what his, you know, record is or what that permits him to have around him or not.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not even
right?
not even a state
Nothing,
knife.
but I mean, if the guns, if he's not being charged with the weapons, then that means that they had to have found something where it says that the guns aren't around him. It just all speaks to who you have around you and who's not. Because we don't know, where were these guns found? Were they in a bag? Were they somewhere? Like
somewhere in a safe.
Somewhere,
and one was in an office.
In an office. So if it's in an office in a safe, that seems like his house is operating as, you know, his place of business, right? So again, it speaks back to who you have around you. He shouldn't have no guns around him. As far as drugs, he shouldn't have no fucking Tylenol around him. You know what I mean? If you got these kind of crazy charges. So I mean, I think it's cool that these things got dropped or they're getting dropped. It's a one step in the right direction, but he has so many other things pending. I don't know if this helps that much more.
Well, these are the serious charges. He has the two remaining charges are weed charge and ammunition charge.
But he's still on probation.
You're right.
Right?
You're
and he has other cases in other states and stuff, right? So he has a multitude of shit on his back. I mean, the biggest thing I see out of this is like, yo, if you feel so scared that you gotta have guns around you, then just have an armed guard at your house at all times. Don't have your homies around because, of course, like you said, nobody jumped and said I when it came to the guns, right?
100%, and I think that's where I get to. This is I believe, the biggest conversation because again, I don't know if in Broward County Jail they got a little kiosk for internet, but he's been tweeting a lot, and I don't know if it's him.
Did he say
tweets.
something about?
But most of the tweets it has to deal with, hey, people around me, former friends and current ones have almost suckered or ushered me into this situation, and I'll never let that happen again. I'm learning now, and I'm cutting people off. Some of you niggas who with me. I don't want y'all around me no more. So maybe he's learning about that security guard thing. He started beef with a couple Florida rappers.
Right.
And because of that, who knows, he might have started moving a certain way because I remember he made a video to say, not because I'm in a mansion and I'm rich means I'm not still hood. And when you proving a Baroque niggas who are hood, that you're just a rich nigga who's still hood, that's an L. You know what I mean?
So maybe he is working with the authorities.
I don't know.
No. If you just said he's tweeting, denouncing niggas,
he's denouncing old
He
friends.
might be working with the authorities to get their charges dropped. It's not unthinkable.
It's not unthinkable, but I would say this,
wild.
right?
Huh?
That sounds wild, man.
I would say this.
Again, I'm gonna go with my theory.
It's every man for himself. We get right down to it. Look at Troy Ave.
He ain't got no middle finger from the stand. I'm pointing you niggas out type of shit going on.
This nigga's facing football numbers. Kodak
He's
Black.
facing some serious shit.
Would
He's
you
very
tell?
young.
What's that?
Would you tell that situation?
Again, I don't do hypotheticals, and I wouldn't be in that type of situation. I don't have a bunch of bum-ass niggas around me in my home. I don't even have company. I haven't had company in about almost 15 years.
What do you bring the thoughts to?
What's that?
What do you bring the thoughts?
Hotels.
That's right. You can't have people having access. But the thing about him, this is the story of most rappers. Most rappers get money. You have your homies with you. None of them probably worked professionally ever in their life. Nobody's ever had a regular job. Y'all go from nothing to having all this money and nobody knows how to handle it. So it's a fucking circus. Everybody's having fun until serious things happen. And when serious things happen, then nobody's in your corner and they like, oh, it's not me. I ain't taking them gun charges. Because, all right, you say somebody should have said I, right? Until they go get locked up for saying I, and they baby mother's like, yo, I can't take care of the kids. You better tell Kodak to be sending me some bread or something. So I don't know the particulars, but I'm just saying I've seen a scenario happen in music and in the streets. You know what I mean?
Kodak once said some shit. And by the way, I've always said Kodak's just too hood for the industry. I've compared him to Gucci, being that a nigga who is so blessed in terms of your talent, being compensated very well, you're famous, but you still miss nigga shit. You still miss being in the hood. He once said, he was like, yo, I miss robbing niggas. And I'm thinking nigga, you're rich. They want to rob you.
But the thing about
and
the
then
hood,
after he was rich, he got caught with selling drugs and all that. I'm like, oh, why?
But the thing about the hood is not a place, it's a mindset. That's why you could take somebody to fucking Beverly Hills and take them to Mr. Child's and they'll ask for 4 chicken wings and French fries.
I'm not hood, but I do love chicken wings.
Chicken fingers.
What I mean about that is that it's a mindset because it doesn't matter where you take a person from. Some people actually miss their dealings. Like 50 Cent said this shit one time. He's like, yo, I was poor longer than I was rich. So when I got rich and everybody looked at me to mature, they like, oh, you getting money. He has a mindset for so long of being on that Southside Jamaica Queen shit. So he's being aggressive no matter what. You know what I mean? And it takes time to bounce out of that and to learn and to transition. And Kodak is what, 20 years old, 21? With Gucci, we seen that was a mind. Gucci kept getting locked up until he said, you know what? I'm gonna stop hanging with 100 niggas. I'm gonna just chill with my girl. Then became his wife.
Till he got cloned. Come on.
I mean,
you ever done in jail time?
No, but I have friends.
You been arrested?
I've been arrested before, not for nothing.
So you did 24 hours.
No, question.
That's the most you've ever done?
That's the most I've ever done.
You ever done in jail time?
Nah. Did you cooperate?
Cooperate, absolutely not.
I did 30 days.
30 days?
30 days.
Someone didn't bail you out?
Well, it was serious charges. It was involving a shooting.
Caught a body?
Nigga, I'm not talking on camera about no motherfucking shooting. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Man, you always talk about you brandish a gun.
I did 30 days. And it's not about, you know, I can't deal with these conditions. It's about, I'm wasting my motherfucking life here.
Right.
I'm ready to talk. Who do I talk to?
How does this always go back to snitching with you,
What's
Star?
that?
Snitching is a theme here.
Listen, I'm about me. I keep it real with you. And I've always told people around me, if we get into some shit, it's every man for him fucking self. And I'm only just guessing, since you like to do hypotheticals and then like to, you know, just look at shit from a perspective where, you know, what could or couldn't be. Kodak Black is used to living good now. He's used to living good, eating high up on the hog. Ain't nobody trying to sit in motherfucking jail for more than 30 days, you know, and niggas is out here, you know, crying and complaining. Nah, it wasn't my shit, and what we may consider, you know, snitching or talking, in reality is somebody saying, hey, I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
All right, look, we'll see what happens.
It's
Hopefully he
AKA
changes.
don't be around Star with no illegal
But he's
guns.
letting you know that though, from the rip. He's letting you know that. So
Yo, Star, how long when they put the cuffs on you till you just spilling the whole plan and getting the fuck out of there?
Well, let me say this. Real niggas don't want to go to jail, but we ain't scared to go to jail.
Yeah. So, but how long before you tell them like what really happened?
Well, again, I don't have niggas around me with illegal guns. When I go out, and I'm not a tough guy, but I don't go out with no more than 1 or 2 people. And if I get into some shit, everybody gets shot, including my date, because it's always a bitch setting you up.
All right, on to the next topic. Let's get into hot or not. We got some new music from Post Malone.
Bitches getting shot.
New music from Post Malone. This one's called Psycho. Wait, no, sorry, that was...
Michael, can't really trust nobody with all this jewelry on. You, my roof look like a no-show. Got diamonds by the bolo. Come with the Tony Homo for clowns and all the balls. Oh, I ain't pick on side.
All right, so this one is called Psycho from Post Malone, featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Obviously, this follows up Rockstar, which is a huge hit. Star, I know you're already a fan of this track, right? You think this is going to be a big hit for him?
I'm nobody's fan, but this
of the song, not Post Malone. I would never dare say that.
Song.
Okay.
This is gonna be big, and salute to Ty Dolla. I saw a video with him cheesing. He's getting some Skrilla off this. He's feeding his family. Salute my nigga Ty Dolla. This is a hot track. Hot. Yeah.
Instant hit.
We were sitting here talking about
it.
I'm sorry, cut you off, but like when you hear certain things, you just know. I mean, Post Malone is having a real nice pocket with the melody. You know what I mean, he's really killing it. I like the record. I hope people don't start bringing up all types of other shit that has nothing to do with music to not like the song.
Right.
But if we talking in terms of music, like I love to talk about, Post Malone is killing.
So what if he doesn't say? So our critique of him recently was stop doing interviews because things always come off the wrong way. So if he just keeps putting out songs like this and does no interviews, he's having a great year, right? Album coming soon. Ack?
Yeah, nah, I fuck with Post,
what
man.
What do you roll your eyes for?
No, I mean, well, he's tremendously talented, but I do believe his label hacking the system, man. I ain't gonna lie. Every time he drop a record, like 30 minutes, that shit is #1. You know what I mean? Like, and again, it's great, it's phenomenal. But I do think the label push that be behind some of the songs we've already
What
seen.
did they do this time? We know last time they did the loop on YouTube of the hook, right?
You gotta give me like
Over
a
and
week for
over.
niggas figure this out.
Okay.
Republic Records
seen.
is like Houdini with their like magic tricks to get some shit to #1 and #2.
Focus on this song, hot or not.
Oh, it's just hot.
It's hot.
And if they
You know, we
are
put out whack music.
right, if they are hacking shit, at least they hacking it with some fire. You know what I mean? It could be hacked with some bullshit. They hacking it with some fire.
Okay, I get you on that. I just want to know what hacking tactics they're using. You feel me?
I need to learn them.
I think it's the
Shit.
Chinese sweatshops that got the millions of servers running streams non-stop at a motherfucking song. All right? And when I find that sweatshop, I'm buying it for my shit too. So
That's what this whole thing is about. He just wants to take the scheme
You trying
for
to
your
rape and
mumble
pillage
rap
off the
tape.
people.
Yeah.
Damn, Mac.
if the labels are fucking hacking the system, why shouldn't I?
All right, so this is about you. It's not actually about Post Malone.
I just want to know whatever. I want everybody to be on an even playing field.
All right, X.
If I can also add, we've been the nation talking about Eminem. Is he still connected? The bars, yada yada yada. This is the new Eminem.
Post Malone.
This is new Eminem.
Whoa, hey, what do you mean by that?
I just, nobody gives a fuck in terms of, well, I shouldn't say nobody gives a fuck, but Eminem had a hell of a run, and this is, if we're gonna say white guys, white rappers,
yeah, but
that's the new guy.
Post Malone, I think of Post, I think of just melody, great hooks.
No,
Eminem,
I mean, he has a point though.
Like, I'm talking about the new wave.
So in terms of lyrics, clearly we can't talk about it.
But you're talking about the run that Post Malone is on, trying to compare it to Eminem's movement?
I think we're just talking white rappers. Like
okay,
that white rapper who was like breaking out, him and Jeezy.
Okay.
Him, Jeezy. Macklemore, I don't know. Macklemore's probably playing cards somewhere. But the last I heard Macklemore, he sounded like Yachty on the song.
I was on Skype last night with a young lady. I'm sipping some Yukon Jack. She's smoking, and she played this track at least 20 fucking times. And he said something about the jewelry. He said something else about got so many.
Dates?
What's that?
You having Skype dates?
Just hold on a second. Okay. He said, got so many bottles giving ugly girls a sip or some shit like that. It's fire. It's fire. And no, he's not as lyrical as Eminem. I'm just talking about the new wave, the new white guy. It's fire. Nobody gives a shit about what he said in the interviews a couple of weeks ago, last month. Yeah. Today's generation just wants a fucking hot song, and that shit is banging.
Yeah, it's definitely a joint.
Are you speed dating on Skype, though?
What's that?
Are you speed dating on Skype?
Do you need to know? I was Skyping with my ex-girlfriend. She's in college, and yeah, she's playing the song all night.
Okay. I thought it was a new one. It's a new one, man.
Are you concerned about who I'm dating?
I mean, you always told me these hypothetical thoughts. I would like to. I'm trying to get a name to them.
If you want to hang out, I'll show you some. I'll bring them to the table.
Hanging out? Oh man.
Reckless times.
Bring them to the concert. You bring them out to the concert?
I don't really move with girls in concerts like that.
Okay. Move with your
just in case some shit jumps off. Because I don't want to have to shoot the bitch at the concert.
Yo, you two have the shadiest personal lives of all time.
Just get security, man.
What's that?
Making a lot of money.
I am security. Yeah. I explained this to you
before.
You're
the security?
I'm the security. 20 rounds for 30 clowns.
All right, so we're still waiting on new music from Kanye West, but at least he's out and about having a good time with his family. So they're going to appear on a new episode of Family Feud, and apparently he's really been looking forward to this.
All right, so we here. What'd you say, Ye? I waited my whole life for this moment.
All right, so easily is going to be the biggest episode of Family Feud of all time. But what are the Kardashians doing on Family Feud? So Kanye was on the mountain for a minute. I don't know if you've seen him in between, and then we spot him on the set of Family Feud.
That's lit. It's lit. I love Family Feud.
Okay.
I love Family Feud. So I think it's gonna be funny because we're gonna see exactly how much the Kardashians know or don't know when it comes to topics. You know what I mean? I think it's just gonna be fun. I don't got nothing negative to say about this at all. I think it's gonna be dope. You know?
I don't give a fuck about this unless they're gonna be asked questions about that Black China sex tape, that little failed sex. I don't want to watch this bullshit, man. I don't watch the Kardashian show. I see them pop up in the media from time to time. Actually, a lot.
Do you watch Family Feud?
No. You feel me? Like, I mean, I have watched it in the past, but I ain't watching this shit.
But think about Kanye on Family Feud. Are you kidding me?
Nigga, drop an album. I want to watch you answer no fucking questions about.
Hold up. Don't do that. Don't do that because you was talking that Lonzo bullshit. When I said him to play ball, you was like, drop the album, he can't do nothing else.
No, I'm not saying he can't do it.
What?
I'm just not going to watch it. Like, if Kanye went on a fucking rant on Instagram,
there's going to be a million memes off this shit. A million sound bites.
He knows it's going to be all over his Instagram page.
Look at him, man.
No. Who are these other black guys? Is that like...
Probably his homies or his family. It might be his...
word?
I don't know, but it's, it's going to be
What's the teams? What's the teams?
Yeah, I was just about to say, is the other family going to be the Hiltons? That's what I heard. Was that a rumor?
It's like the Jenners and Kardashians versus the West. But the only West I know is like 3 of them.
Yeah, you think
like Northwest, Kanye West, and Kardashian West.
And how did they get? All right, so Kanye did have a mother and a father, and I'm pretty sure they had cousins and aunts and uncles.
God rest Donda West and soul. So she won't be there. I don't know is Kanye Pop's gonna be there?
You can't be serious, man. I think that this is probably Kanye's cousins and shit, or his homies or close friends or whatever.
It's definitely gonna be his family. Not homie feud.
Yo, I can't.
There's a good chance, I'm not going to guarantee it, but there's a good chance Kanye might say fuck Jay-Z.
On Family Feud.
On Family Feud?
Yeah, man, come on.
What would the topic be for that one?
Family.
Just family.
It's going to be 444 album.
I'm just saying it's a chance. There's a good chance.
I'm not going to lie, and again, I'm not interested in the content they put out, the Kardashians. I love Kanye. But I am always interested in the impact they have on just the culture.
Right.
Like for example, Kylie tweeting out, I don't use Snapchat and it loses $1 billion in value. That shit is kind of dope. So I want to see the ratings and probably I want to see the check that they get.
That was actually denounced. That was actually denounced about Kylie dissing Snapchat, and that's why they lost stock. It had more so to do with the design.
So that's all you care about is the check.
The hate or miss is nothing.
We ain't getting shit off the check they gonna get. This is gonna be a fun thing to watch. You're not getting shit off of that. Why you care about the check?
I don't care. I'm saying their content to me is boring and unoriginal.
Cut it out. There's no way you
have
can
ever watched a Kardashian show?
Funny.
Fuck the card. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Kanye's
What I'm saying is
Kanye ain't that fucking entertaining. I'm sorry to tell you.
He's not that entertaining. You just said you love Kanye. Why do you love Kanye?
I love Kanye
because you love his teeth.
No, I love Kanye when he's not with these get out motherfuckers right here. When he's with these motherfuckers
No,
with a
you
get out
didn't.
look on his face,
No, you
and he's
didn't.
like, somebody save me.
Clearly,
Jay, where
Act
you
don't
at?
know shit about Family Feud.
Bro, I don't want
He
to
ain't been
watch the
watching Kanye
Kardashians.
recently.
No, this is
You know
an
what I mean?
indictment on me
Clearly.
not wanting to watch fucking Kim K not be fucking. She's not entertaining to me. Chloe not entertaining to me.
I don't
Unless they motherfucking.
I don't watch the Kardashian show or none of that, right? But I do think it's gonna be entertaining because I watch Family Feud to see the Kardashian family go up there, have to hit the buzzer, be up there laughing and joking with Steve Harvey, him throwing jokes on them throwing jokes on him. It's gonna be some funny shit. You hating, B.
I'd rather see Kanye do another Sway interview, man. I don't want to see the family, bro.
Fuck out
I'm
of here.
straight. Kanye, do an interview, air some shit out, but I don't want to see on here hitting buzzers.
You have been hating on him all morning.
Man,
nigga, damn.
Low-key, you might be a Kanye stan, man. Yeah,
I'm not a Kanye stan. No, I'm not a Kanye stan.
All right, so what about the family do you want to see? Because as I said, fuck with Kanye, but I don't want to. Every time I've seen him interact with a family, it's been some fake get
This shit is not Dr. Phil. It's not Dr. Phil, dog. It's Family fucking Feud. They're going on there to have fun.
And I don't want to see that bullshit.
Okay, but you asked me what I want to see. You talking about, oh, I'm worried about the check. You don't work for Forbes, my nigga.
Nigga, I always am worried about the check. Nigga,
Yeah,
but the check.
But it's not your check. I'm just saying,
No,
this is
you know
Family
what?
Feud. It's entertainment.
Oh, no. Well, fuck the entertainment, because this shit's going to be boring. It's not gonna be entertainment to me. I got to see what checks. Yeah, I'm in everybody's pockets. This is documented.
All right, at least you said that.
Of course, I need to see the checks.
At least you said you pocket watching, my nigga. You pocket watching.
Of fucking course.
You look a who in the rubbernecking.
Listen, I don't watch when the Kardashians. I don't watch their show, but I love to see what the new contract that E signed them for. Oh, $150 million for the next 3 seasons. Okay, that has piqued my interest.
Right.
To watch fucking Kylie cry over some bullshit in the media, fuck out of here. I'm not watching that type of. That's what they do on the show.
What are you talking about?
That's what I assume they do on the show. I don't really watch like that. But I'm saying I don't care about the content. I always care about the headline on how much money they're getting.
How are we turning up the most on the Family Feud topic? Somebody tell me. What's going on with you right now?
Kanye albums.
This nigga low-key watches Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and he's not gonna admit
I've watched it before. I'm not gonna say I've never watched this shit.
And in my opinion, it's fucking boring content for
I didn't never say that Keeping Up with the Kardashians was lit. You heard me say that?
No.
Well,
if Kanye says fuck Jay-Z on that episode, have my money, my nigga, or else it's on site.
It's on site. Everybody getting
definitely
it.
won't say that.
Everybody's gonna get it.
Hold on. When is that 3 months?
Your shirt.
When is that 3 months?
On site.
When is that 3 months?
On the set, right here. If he does it.
When is that 3 months? That
he
you gonna pay?
Fuck 3 months. Fuck 3 months. If he says it on that show,
clearly you haven't watched Family
He
Feud.
lost the bet?
Family Feud.
I said, did you lose a bet? Because he keeps saying.
lose shit.
No. Well, we have a bet. He says in 3 months, Kanye
I said
West,
within a 3 month span.
Yeah, but
don't try and change what the fuck I said
Within
now.
3 months.
I said within a 3 month span. So if he says fuck Jay-Z on that episode.
and that would be in 3 months. I'm just saying, when is the 3 month span
that
over?
would be, when is this episode coming out? Family Feud.
I have no idea.
It'll be probably
And then went left, right, up, down. I want to see it. I said it.
If it happens, have my skrill on my nigga, or else it's on site.
If in June he doesn't
On
say nothing,
site.
if in June he don't say shit, just make sure you have my money. If he says, of course I pay him. Because to be honest, the amount of shit that I get from covering that story would be way more than the $500 I give you. I'm like, go ahead.
All right, Ak. We can't wait to see what memes you post from this episode because I know you're going to cover this on your page, even though you're hating right now. But that's our show for today. Ak is going to go home and see Black Panther again, the full movie this time, right?
Yes. I'm only going to have like 4 drinks instead of 5.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.